Hi, welcome to Vegetables Day 131. And today, I think I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the differences that I have found between Sam's Club and Costco. I was a member of Sam's Club many, many years ago before Costco came into my area. And, sometimes it would make sense for me to visit or to shop there, and other times it just didn't really make any sense until I started having the mindset that I need to do not necessarily extra prepping or 3-4 months prepping, but definitely having some extra stores of what I use frequently and eat regularly, just to make sure that if something were to happen, I could go ahead and make it through. And so that has definitely proven to me that Costco and Sam's Club are helpful. And I was a member of Costco off and on for the last, I'd say, 10 years. And this year I just decided that I wanted to go ahead and try Sam's Club because I hadn't been there in so long. But as far as, making sure things are ready and prepared, last year really proved how beneficial that was. It was probably, as everyone knows, the country went on lockdown in March, and everybody that ran out of toilet paper, ran out of paper towels, ran out of disinfecting wipes, paper plates, the food shelves were empty. There was pictures all over the internet and news stories every night about how empty all the shelves in the stores were. Well, I was fine because Scott had started watching not just the news, but YouTube. The YouTube prepping channels picked up on a lot of what was going to happen long before it even hit the news. So, I don't know if anyone remembers, but in the summer of 2019, the federal government put out a warning. The U.S. federal government put out a warning that everyone should really start thinking about stocking up so that you could survive 6 weeks or 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. And so that kind of, I think, tipped off the preppers, and they started preaching, for lack of a better word to use, but preaching of, stock up, stock up, stock up, get this, get that, make sure you have this, make sure you have that. This is how you become prepared. But then once the news was released about what was going on in China, they really upped their game. And so Scott, thankfully, heeded their warning, and I started stocking up in January. So I got a huge haul in January, huge haul in February, and then by the time, and even in March, I had to split it up because everything that I needed or wanted to have on hand, I could not buy in 1 month or 1 week. So, I split it among 3 different months. So then by the time the lockdown came and everybody was going nuts hoarding everything, I was done. And it came in very, very helpful. You know, I mean, I don't think I left the house once March 17th, March 15th, I believe, was the lockdown when it started. So I didn't leave for, the rest of March. I didn't leave for all of April. And I didn't even leave until I think the middle of May. And even then, I barely went anywhere. So that's the longest I'd ever stayed home. But I was fine. There was a couple of times that I had to get the essentials. Stuff that you can't stock up on, like the fresh fruits and vegetables. We ran out of soda. I didn't stock up on enough soda, but we kind of run into the more soda that's in the house, the more that gets drank. So, soda, milk, bread, that kind of stuff. Because, I could have made bread. But, kitty litter. I forgot to stock up on kitty litter too. But everything else I was stocked up on. So, I had Instacart deliver stuff once, and then my kids delivered a few things once or twice each. So, I still didn't stock up as well as I probably should have or could have. Of course, I think during the middle of it, my freezer decided it wasn't going to go haywire. So I did lose a lot of food. I keep it locked now. And fingers crossed. It's been working for a while. The door, and it gets caught in the door really easily, and then it doesn't close, and then next thing you know, it's blowing everything out. But the lockdown of the country really taught me a lesson. And so at the time I had the membership at Costco. But then, like I said, this year I decided to go to Sam's Club. So there are things that I like about both. As far as the pros for Costco, they have a much wider variety than Sam's Club of vegan options as well as keto. I'm not really into keto, but my husband Scott has diabetes, so we do try to get something that he would enjoy that's a little lower in refined carbohydrates. And of course this was before we had really made the decision to transition 100% for sure. I was sort of doing it, but then once the pandemic hit, that all went out the window. Don't know why, but I allowed it to. But anyway, I like that they have those options. The produce does seem to be a little bit better quality. I like that when you pull up to the cashiers with the cart, I like that there's two people. One to unload the cart, one to ring it up, and then the person that unloads it will also reload it. I like that a lot. They also have a lot more of the brands and products that I use. For instance, today I went to get more oatmeal at Sam's Club, and all they had was the quick oats. I don't like quick oats. I like the old-fashioned. And it was but Costco has the old-fashioned. They also don't have any dry beans. I was hoping to be able to get some chickpeas today, because a lot of things will call for, to be gluten-free, they call for chickpea flour, when I don't have any. So I was going to get some chickpeas so that I could grind it into some flour. I I'm not 100% sure if Costco has them, but I know they do have some dry beans. Costco also has a lot more of the bulk items, that you would store. Like, well, Sam's Club had a lot of rice, a lot of different kinds of rice. They had a couple things of flour and one kind of sugar. Well, I guess they had a Member's Mark sugar, and then they had Diamond. But the other thing I wanted to get is I use the Cascade Platinum dishwasher detergent. And Costco has the Platinum. Sam's Club does not. Costco has the Pepsid that I use. Sam's Club does not. Costco has Tums. Sam's Club does not. Sam's Club has Member's Mark, but I've never tried Member's Mark, and I'm a brand name person. There are a few things that I might use the store brand on. But typically when it comes to food, I'm name brand. I don't know. And then as far as neither one of them is really good about canned vegetables. I wish that both of them had more canned vegetables. But as an example, another thing, ketchup. And that was my other example. For ketchup, Sam's Club had organic. Costco had Simply. Never had the organic before. So it doesn't really look much different than the Simply. But I typically try to buy the Simply. I've not used the Sam's Club Member's Mark paper towels yet, so we'll see how those compare to Costco's. But I really like Costco's Kirkland paper towels. Toilet paper, Sam's Club is okay, but I like the Costco better. So, it's kind of a comparison between, the two of them as far as things that I'll buy. Paper plates, they have the exact same thing. I don't know, and I'm not even comparing prices because I typically don't really care what the price is as long as they have what I want. But it just seemed like Costco has more of the items that I buy than Sam's Club does. I wanted cherries today and they didn't have any. Costco has cherries. But they do have fresh ones. Keep forgetting about those. What I don't like about Costco is I don't like that when you purchase an item online, they mark it up. I think that when a company has an online website, the price on the website should be the same as or lower than going to the store. And it should be lower than going to the store because if you purchased it online, they don't have to employ somebody. What I like about now the things that I don't like, or I do like about Sam's Club. We'll go with do like about Sam's Club. I do like that they have the ability to order online and go pick it up. And it doesn't cost you any more than if you go into the store. I like that they have the ability for you to, if you do go into the store, which I've never used it yet, but I like that you can scan the item, pull up the app, scan the item as you put it in the cart. So then when you go to leave, you just show, the person exiting your phone, and then they scan it, and you're done. You don't have to stand in line. What I don't like about Sam's Club is, again, a lot of the stuff that the products that I purchase regularly, they don't have. I don't like that their cards don't have your picture. Costco's has your picture. So you know that only you can use the membership card at Costco. But Sam's Club, anybody could use it. I mean, it goes on your account. If somebody else were to use your card and go on somebody else's account or use your account, but then I just like the idea that Costco has your picture on it. Other thing I don't like about Sam's is I don't like that they only have one person at your register. So it's not that I mind unloading my cart or loading my cart, but I had a pretty full cart, and it took me a long time to unload it. So then the cashier is ringing this stuff up, and even though there was a cart behind him, rather than, once he rings it up, rather than bringing that cart over to him, and once he rings that item up, put it in the cart. I mean, I could have gone for that. I could have gone to the U-Scan. I just liked the idea that it had the big belt. But since he was not putting it in the cart, he only had a little area to put stuff as he rang it up. And so then he's like piling it up, to this, well, not to the ceiling, but he's piling it up on this little bitty counter as best he can. He's got stuff on the floor. My Beyond Burgers fell on the floor. So I'm like, okay, the cart's getting full. And he's still trying to pile stuff on it. And I'm sitting here also having to load the cart as well. And I guess I'm just spoiled by having an extra person at Costco to do all that for you. So then all you have to worry about is the order ringing up and paying for the order. And it goes a lot faster that way. But the gentleman today, it's almost as if he got upset that I had so much stuff. And then it was, I had to make him work to help me get the cart loaded. And then what's worse off is that because I had so much stuff, and it's kind of like when you take something out of a box, you can never get it back in the way that it was in the box. Well, that happened with my cart today. Even though I had it all stacked and everything was in the cart before I pulled up to the counter. And I'll put a picture of the cart in here real quick because it's actually kind of comical. After I took this picture, I even went back and got 2 boxes of garbage bags. So it was even just a tiny bit fuller. But here's that picture. So, at any rate, it was all there. But then as I unloaded it, and he was trying to put it back in the other cart, it wouldn't all fit. So that's when I pulled the other cart over. So here I am, all by myself, pushing one cart with one hand and pulling the other one behind me. Nobody. Not one person. I mean, on the way out, I must have passed 4 employees. And not one of them said anything to me and said, hey, do you need some help out? And to contrast that to Costco, I know if that would have been Costco, there would have been somebody that said, hey, let me get you some help. I also like that Sam's Club is a little cleaner. I mean, Costco. Excuse me. Sorry. Costco's a little cleaner. Sam's Club does have a little bit more variety in fruits and vegetables, so I do like that. They also have a little bit more variety in the dairy section, which of course I don't go to except for almond milk and coconut milk, which I didn't need any, so I didn't get any in there today. So doing the comparison, I understand why some people have membership to both, because there are certain things you like about Sam's Club and certain things that you tend to like about Costco. But honestly, I miss Costco. I was at Costco for many, many years and never missed Sam's Club. Why I decided to go back, I guess because I hadn't been there for so long, and I knew that they had changed a lot, and I wanted to check it out. So this year's already paid for. I'm not going to ask for any kind of a refund, because as long as I have the membership, I will still use it. But I think either later on this week or later on this month or the beginning of next month, I'm going to go ahead and go pay for my Costco membership and keep that for sure. So, you know, my evaluation, if I could afford to have membership at both places, I might consider it. But if I were to choose one over the other, even though Costco membership is a little bit more expensive than Sam's Club, the extra perks that you get, or that I feel like I get, as well as having the products that I use regularly, it's worth the little bit of extra money. So, you know, leave me some comments. So, do you have both in your area? If you have both, do you prefer one over the other? If so, why? I also hope that you find this video helpful. You know, when if you're trying to decide whether to join Sam's Club or Costco, and you know, you can't decide which one. Hopefully, you know, my opinions on each one might give you a little bit more information. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much to everyone who has hit that like button. Really appreciate that. Please continue to do so. And hopefully I can get some of the exposure for not only this video, but my channel. So we can get it to grow. Of course, that's always the purpose of, almost always the purpose of starting a YouTube channel, because, you know, you want for it to be able to grow and share your expertise or your knowledge. And I necessarily think I'm an expert in anything, but certainly my knowledge that I have learned over the years. And hit the subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you will know when I upload a video every day. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Weigh In Wednesday.